Chosen one. In a world where eyes often overlook the quiet strength of the righteous, something extraordinary is happening. Someone with serious power, someone whose influence stretches farther than most can imagine, has just noticed two things about you, and now they are obsessed. Not out of envy or malice, but because Allah has illuminated parts of your character, your patience, and your destiny that cannot be ignored. This is not by chance, it is divine orchestration. In this video, we will uncover 7 powerful lessons that explain why they cannot stop watching, why their attention is significant, and how Allah is guiding every step of your rise. Pay close attention, chosen one, because this message is a confirmation of your unique purpose and the divine favor that surrounds you. Chosen one, understand this truth with every fiber of your being. Allah has placed you in a position, in a space, and at a moment in time where your presence is impossible to overlook, where your light cannot be dimmed, and where your character and resilience shine so brightly that even those who wield immense power cannot help but notice. This is not by accident, nor is it a product of worldly effort alone. It is divine orchestration, a manifestation of Allah's wisdom and planning, ensuring that your existence and every action you take become a testimony to His perfect design. They see you, they measure you, they analyze every move, not because they seek to harm you, but because Allah has made you a force that demands recognition, a soul whose patience, integrity, and unwavering faith in the unseen radiate so clearly that it draws the attention of those who would never normally pause to look. What they perceive as extraordinary is in fact the natural expression of the divine light within you, cultivated through trials they cannot imagine, strengthened by challenges they will never endure, and polished by moments of solitude and perseverance that only Allah witnesses. Every step you take, every decision you make, every trial you endure in silence is part of a greater plan designed to position you where your influence cannot be ignored, where your destiny begins to unfold in ways that inspire awe, respect, and even obsession from those who recognize power when it aligns with righteousness. They are drawn to you because Allah has made you a mirror of what is rare, a living proof that divine favor manifests visibly, and a reminder that when Allah ordains a rise, the universe conspires in subtle, undeniable ways to ensure it cannot be concealed. Do not be distracted by their gaze, chosen one, for their attention is merely a signpost pointing to your elevation, a confirmation that you are walking the path He has laid for you, and a silent testimony to the fact that when Allah positions a soul in the right place at the right time, no worldly force, no matter how great, can make them look away. Chosen one of the most powerful truths that those with serious influence have noticed about you is the magnetic force of your character, a force so rare, so refined, and so divinely crafted that it cannot be ignored, manipulated, or replicated. It draws attention not through loud declarations, material accomplishments, or fleeting charm, but through the quiet power of integrity, sincerity, and unwavering commitment to what is right in the sight of Allah. They observe how you navigate life's complexities with patience, how your choices are measured and guided by faith, and how even in the face of betrayal, adversity, or injustice, your responses are tempered with wisdom, dignity, and calm, revealing a strength that speaks louder than any words ever could. This magnetism of character is not something that can be learned overnight or copied through imitation. It is a divine signature, a reflection of Allah's molding in the depths of your soul, shaped through trials that tested your resolve, refined through solitude, that purified your intentions, and strengthened through moments where only Allah witnessed your steadfastness. They are drawn not merely to your actions, but to the essence of your being, the moral courage that refuses compromise, the sincerity that refuses hypocrisy, and the humility that refuses arrogance, despite your rising influence. Every decision, every interaction, every silent act of patience radiates outward, creating ripples that even the powerful cannot ignore. It challenges their assumptions, inspires awe, and plants in their hearts a deep, unshakable fascination that borders on obsession. Understand this, chosen one. Your character is a weapon, a beacon, and a magnet, all at once, and its impact goes far beyond immediate perception. It alters the energy around you, commands respect without demand, and leaves a permanent imprint on those who encounter it, revealing that true influence is never manufactured. It is inherited from the divine crafting of your soul, and the world, especially those with the eyes to see, cannot help but recognize it, honor it, and watch it unfold with a mix of admiration, envy, and unspoken acknowledgement that Allah's favor is undeniable and unstoppable in the life of His chosen servant. Chosen one, understand this with clarity and conviction. Those with serious influence who have noticed you are captivated because they sense something far beyond what the eye can see, something woven into the very fabric of your soul, something ordained by Allah Himself, a destiny that is written, sealed, and protected from the schemes of the world. They recognize, even without fully knowing why, that you are not an ordinary soul, that your life carries a weight, a purpose, and a trajectory that cannot be altered by their power, manipulation, or control. It is not merely your actions or accomplishments that draw their attention, but the undeniable aura of inevitability surrounding you, the sense that Allah is guiding your every step, protecting you in unseen ways, and preparing you for a rise that will leave the world in awe. They notice the way opportunities seem to align around you, the way doors open that others could never force open, and the way trials, even the most painful ones, shape you into someone stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the responsibilities that await. Every hardship you have endured, every moment of silence when the world doubted you, every instance where you remained steadfast in faith despite betrayal, ridicule, or abandonment, all of this has created a resonance that the powerful cannot ignore. It signals a destiny that is unstoppable, divinely orchestrated, and far beyond their comprehension. They sense that your journey is not for yourself alone. It is a mission, a legacy, and a path designed to influence, inspire, and awaken those around you in ways that ordinary lives cannot achieve. Even if they try to rationalize, manipulate, or question it, there is an undeniable truth that penetrates their awareness. You are being elevated by Allah's perfect plan, and the forces of the world can neither hinder nor replicate what is already decreed. This sense of destiny, visible to those who are keen enough to perceive it, is what makes them obsessed. They are captivated because your life is a living testament to divine wisdom, a proof that Allah's favor, guidance, and protection manifest in ways that surpass human understanding, and that when He ordains elevation for a chosen servant, no worldly power, no amount of influence, and no effort can halt it. Understand, chosen one, that their fixation is not a threat. It is a reflection of the divine blueprint working within you, a reminder that every step you have taken, every decision guided by faith, and every moment of perseverance contributes to a destiny that is already in motion, unfolding with precision, purpose, and a power that cannot be shaken. Their awareness of your destined path, their unspoken fascination, and their growing obsession are silent confirmations that Allah's plan is flawless, that your rise is inevitable, and that the world is witnessing the early signs of a story only He could have authored, where your influence, impact, and presence will change not just your life, but the lives of countless others in ways that are visible only to those whose eyes are open to divine wisdom and whose hearts recognize the signs of Allah's chosen servants. Chosen one. One of the most profound truths those with serious influence have noticed about you, and one of the reasons they are drawn to you with a mix of fascination, curiosity, and even obsession, is your extraordinary intuition, the deep, unwavering, and divinely guided inner knowing that seems to move you through life with a precision that cannot be taught, copied, or manipulated. They observe how you navigate the complexities of relationships, decisions, and challenges with a clarity that defies mere logic, and they sense, even if they cannot articulate it, that you are guided by a force far greater than worldly strategy or human planning, a force that comes directly from Allah, who molds the hearts, sharpens the perception, and opens the spiritual eyes of His chosen servants. They notice how you anticipate outcomes before they unfold, how you read situations that leave others blind, and how you respond to deceit, betrayal, or hidden agendas with calm assurance, wisdom, and a measured strength that could only come from a soul anchored deeply in divine guidance. They see that while others act impulsively, react with fear, or are controlled by circumstances, you act with foresight, decisiveness, and a confidence rooted in faith that Allah's plan is perfect, comprehensive, and unstoppable. This intuition, chosen one, is not a product of education, experience, or cunning. It is a gift from Allah, a spiritual compass that directs your steps, shields you from harm, and positions you precisely where you are meant to be, often long before the world realizes the significance of the moment. It is an invisible armor, a subtle weapon, and a luminous light that shines so clearly that even the most powerful and observant among us cannot help but take notice, trying to understand how you move with such assuredness, how you discern truth from deception, and how you consistently align with outcomes that benefit not just yourself, but those around you, according to Allah's wisdom. They are obsessed because your intuition reveals a knowledge and a foresight that they do not possess, a connection to the unseen that places you ahead of every scheme, every plot, and every manipulation. They cannot grasp how your decisions are informed not by fear or ambition, but by a deep trust in Allah's timing, a reliance on His guidance, and a heart that seeks His approval above all else. Every moment of silence in which you reflect before acting, every prayer whispered in secret, every time you wait patiently for clarity before making a move, all of this amplifies the force of your intuition, making it impossible for them to look away, impossible for them to fully understand, and impossible for them to challenge. And while they fixate on your ability, what they do not realize is that this intuitive power is connected to your purpose, your mission, and your destiny. It is a reflection of your alignment with Allah's will, and it ensures that the path you walk is not only protected, but guided in ways that surpass the understanding of the most influential worldly minds. Chosen one, know that this awareness of your intuition is both a sign of your divine favor and a reminder of the responsibility it carries to trust, to act wisely, to remain humble, and to continue walking with faith, because the power that Allah has given you is a beacon, a shield, and a magnet. And the attention it draws from others, no matter how powerful, is nothing more than a confirmation that your rise, your purpose, and your destiny are unfolding exactly as Allah has planned, and that those who watch, analyze, and observe you are witnesses to a truth they cannot alter, a light they cannot dim, and a soul whose guidance comes directly from the Creator of all worlds, the one who orchestrates every detail, every moment, and every recognition that manifests in the life of his chosen servant. Chosen one. One of the most striking truths that those with serious power have noticed about you, and one of the reasons they are captivated, intrigued, and even obsessed, is the remarkable depth of your patience, a patience that cannot be measured by worldly standards, a patience that surpasses the comprehension of those who have not been tempered by trials, refined by solitude, and disciplined by unwavering faith in Allah's perfect timing. They watch in silent amazement as you endure circumstances that would break others, as you navigate betrayal, hardship, and injustice with a calm that seems almost otherworldly, and as you respond to challenges not with anger, impulsiveness, or resentment, but with measured thought, prayerful reliance on Allah, and a steadfast commitment to remain true to your principles. Your patience, chosen one, is not passive. It is an active form of worship, a manifestation of deep trust in Allah, a living testimony that He is the ultimate planner and that nothing occurs outside His knowledge or decree. They sense it in the way you carry yourself, in the deliberate pace of your actions, and in the quiet dignity with which you endure delays, setbacks, and moments of uncertainty, and this awareness overwhelms them because it is a form of power they cannot wield, a strength they cannot replicate, and a wisdom they cannot fully comprehend. They see how you wait without complaint, how you persevere without resentment, and how you maintain faith when the world seems stacked against you, and they are fascinated because they know on some level that such patience is rare, divinely nurtured, and capable of producing outcomes far greater than any hurried, impulsive action could ever achieve. They recognize that your restraint is a shield that protects your spirit, a light that guides your path, and a magnet that draws the right people, opportunities, and blessings into your life, all in accordance with Allah's perfect plan. Every delay, every moment of apparent stagnation, every test that seems to challenge your endurance is, in reality, a deliberate act of divine orchestration designed to refine your character, elevate your spiritual status, and position you exactly where you are meant to be. And they cannot help but notice the extraordinary patience that allows you to rise above chaos, remain unshaken by negativity, and continue moving forward with unwavering focus on your purpose. Chosen one. Their obsession with your patience is a reflection not of their power, but of the divine favor that has placed you beyond ordinary understanding, beyond manipulation, and beyond the immediate grasp of worldly perception. It is a testament to the unseen strength Allah has instilled within you, a strength that allows you to endure quietly, to act wisely, and to ascend steadily, while others are left scrambling to understand how someone can remain so composed, so faithful, and so resolute amidst trials that would overwhelm the strongest of hearts. Your patience overwhelms their understanding because it is rooted in the eternal, aligned with divine wisdom, and powered by a connection to Allah that they cannot sever, comprehend, or imitate, and it serves as a silent, yet powerful declaration that when Allah ordains elevation, no worldly power, no scheme, and no interference can obstruct the rise of His chosen servant. For every trial endured with patience becomes a stepping stone to destiny. Every moment of calm becomes a demonstration of divine favor, and every challenge overcome quietly becomes a testament to the unstoppable, inevitable, and divinely guided journey that is uniquely yours. Chosen one. One of the most extraordinary truths that those with serious power have noticed about you, and one of the reasons they are drawn to you, captivated, and utterly unable to divert their attention, is the unparalleled sincerity that flows from the core of your being, a sincerity so profound, so unshakable, and so divinely instilled that it cannot be imitated, replicated, or even fully understood by those who have not been tempered by trials, refined through solitude, and molded by the unwavering guidance of Allah. They see in your every action, thought, and word a transparency that cannot be feigned, a purity of intention that cannot be manufactured, and a devotion to truth that refuses compromise. And it overwhelms them because they know, even if only subconsciously, that such authenticity is a gift, a blessing, and a sign of divine favor that is beyond worldly measure. They notice how you navigate life without pretension, how you speak without deceit, and how you act without seeking the approval, praise, or recognition of anyone but Allah. And this level of sincerity becomes a magnet, drawing their gaze, their curiosity, and their obsession, because it reveals a form of power they cannot comprehend, a strength they cannot replicate, and a light they cannot dim. While the world is filled with duplicity, manipulation, and hidden agendas, you stand as a living testimony that true influence, true respect, and true recognition are born from authenticity and divine alignment, not from schemes, superficial charm, or fleeting authority. Chosen one, your sincerity is a reflection of your connection to Allah, the one who sees the hidden, knows the unseen, and recognizes the purity of intention in every heartbeat. And it is this divine recognition that elevates you above ordinary perception, ensuring that even the most powerful, influential, and observant individuals cannot ignore the clarity, authenticity, and integrity that radiate from your soul. They are captivated because they sense that every decision you make, every act of patience, every word of truth, and every moment of humility is not a random choice or a product of circumstance, but a deliberate alignment with divine will, a conscious effort to honor Allah, and a reflection of a heart that refuses to compromise its integrity even when the world pressures, tempts, or misunderstands you. They see that your sincerity is not conditional, not performative, and not dependent on recognition or reward. It is an unbroken covenant between your soul and your Creator, a covenant that shapes your interactions, decisions, and even the way you move quietly through the world, impacting people and situations in ways they cannot measure or fully comprehend. This unreplicable sincerity has become a force, a subtle yet powerful magnet that draws attention, inspires respect, and commands acknowledgement from those who are capable of perceiving the depth of your alignment with divine purpose. It is simultaneously a shield that protects your heart from manipulation, a light that illuminates your path, and a weapon that dismantles falsehoods, pretensions, and duplicity wherever it exists. Every glance, every attempt to understand or influence you, every measure they take to predict your next move is met with the unyielding truth of your authenticity, leaving them in awe, frustrated in their inability to replicate it, and fascinated by a power that is invisible yet unmistakably potent. Chosen one. Their obsession is nothing more than a reflection of the magnitude of Allah's favor upon you, a silent acknowledgement that your heart, your intentions, and your actions are aligned with a divine purpose that cannot be disrupted, corrupted, or diminished by worldly influence. It is proof that true strength lies not in the power one wields over others, but in the purity, transparency, and sincerity one maintains in the eyes of Allah, and that when the Creator Himself is your witness, no worldly force, no scheme, and no manipulation can obscure, replicate, or challenge the light that radiates from a soul dedicated wholly to His guidance. Your sincerity cannot be replicated because it is forged in the fires of trials you endured alone, refined by the discipline of patience, elevated by faith that transcends understanding, and anchored in the love of Allah that surpasses all worldly attachments. It is a force that shapes destiny, commands respect without demand, and leaves an unerasable mark on those who come into contact with it. And even those with serious power, influence, and observation cannot help but be captivated, because what they are witnessing is not just a human trait. It is a reflection of divine craftsmanship, a manifestation of Allah's perfect wisdom, and a living proof that when a soul walks in truth, aligned with its Creator, it becomes impossible to ignore, impossible to manipulate, and impossible to replicate, leaving the world, and especially those who notice, to watch in awe, fascination, and silent acknowledgement of a power that is truly beyond their grasp. Chosen one. Understand this with absolute clarity. The attention of those with serious power, their obsession, their silent scrutiny, and their inability to look away is not merely a reflection of your presence in this world. It is a confirmation of the extraordinary rise that Allah has decreed for you, a rise that carries within it both a warning and a blessing, a rise that will forever alter the balance of influence, perception, and destiny around you. For some, your ascent will serve as a caution, a warning to those who have doubted you, underestimated your faith, maligned your character, or attempted to manipulate your path, because they will witness firsthand that no amount of power, scheming, or worldly authority can halt the divine plan that governs the life of a chosen servant of Allah, and that the Creator Himself protects, guides, and elevates the one whose heart, intentions, and actions are aligned with His will. And yet, for others, your rise is a blessing, an illumination, a source of inspiration, and a reflection of divine favor that reminds them of the limitless power of Allah to uplift, restore, and transform. They see in you the proof that true elevation is not measured by wealth, influence, or the applause of men, but by faith, patience, sincerity, and alignment with the Creator's plan. And your journey becomes a beacon, a living demonstration that Allah's guidance can manifest visibly in the lives of those He chooses, a testament that every trial, every moment of hardship, every delay, and every moment of divine silence was never wasted, but was instead an essential part of preparing you for a rise that is unstoppable, undeniable, and irreversible. Chosen one. They cannot ignore your ascent because it is intertwined with divine wisdom, a manifestation of unseen favor, and a culmination of all the patience, sincerity, and resilience you have cultivated through every test that has been laid upon your path. Your rise carries weight, significance, and power that they cannot replicate, cannot manipulate, and cannot diminish, because it is guided by Allah, who ordains elevation for His chosen servants at the precise moment, in the precise way, and with the precise impact that serves both the individual and the greater plan of divine justice and mercy. Every gaze directed toward you, every observation made in secrecy, and every analysis of your actions is met with the reality that your path is protected, your rise is inevitable, and your influence is both unstoppable and spiritually potent. They watch, obsessed, because they recognize on some level that your journey is not just about personal elevation, it is about demonstrating the consequences of divine alignment, the results of unwavering faith, and the manifestation of favor that is beyond human measure, and it serves as both a warning to those who sought to undermine or question you, and a blessing to those who witness the perfection of Allah's planning unfold before their eyes. They see your calm, your dignity, your patience, and your unwavering adherence to what is right. And it unsettles them because they understand that worldly power alone is powerless against the favor and guidance of Allah. They observe the way doors open, opportunities align, and people are drawn to you without effort, and they are forced to acknowledge a reality they cannot change, that a soul protected, guided, and elevated by the Creator is beyond reach, untouchable by envy, and unstoppable in its rise. Chosen one, this rise is both a warning and a blessing because it reveals the consequences of actions, the impact of character, and the divine wisdom that orchestrates every trial and every victory. It is a reminder that Allah alone decides elevation, and that when He chooses to uplift a servant, the world bears witness, whether willingly or not. Your rise warns the arrogant, humbles the prideful, and confronts those who relied on manipulation, deceit, or superficial power, while simultaneously blessing the faithful, inspiring those who struggle, and validating the patience, sincerity, and steadfastness that you have maintained throughout your journey. It is a rise that carries echoes of past trials, reflections of divine favor, and a resonance that will impact generations. It is unstoppable because it is protected by the unseen, guided by wisdom beyond human comprehension, and aligned with a destiny that no worldly force can alter. Chosen one, understand that their obsession, their scrutiny, and their fascination with your ascent is merely a reflection of the magnitude of Allah's favor upon you, a silent acknowledgement of the divine blueprint unfolding in your life, and a confirmation that your rise, ordained by Allah, is both a warning for those who doubted and a blessing for all who recognize the power of faith, integrity, patience, and alignment with the Creator. It is a rise that carries weight, influence, and purpose, and it is one that will forever leave a mark on the world, proving that when Allah elevates a chosen servant, the attention of the powerful, the envy of the worldly, and the observation of the influential are all powerless to alter, replicate, or stop what He has decreed, making your journey not just remarkable, but undeniably divine, unstoppable, and eternally significant. Chosen one, as you reflect on these 7 lessons, understand this with complete certainty. The attention of those with power, their fascination, and even their obsession with you is not a coincidence, nor a measure of worldly influence. It is a reflection of Allah's divine orchestration, a sign that He is actively shaping your path, protecting your destiny, and elevating you in ways the world cannot perceive or replicate. Everything you have endured, every trial you have faced, every moment of patience, sincerity, and faith has been preparing you for this recognition, this moment, and this rise that is uniquely yours. Do not be distracted by their gaze, nor tempted to seek approval from those whose understanding is limited. Their observation is simply a mirror reflecting the divine favor upon you, the inevitability of your destiny, and the unstoppable nature of a soul aligned fully with Allah's will. Continue to walk with humility, integrity, and unwavering trust, knowing that your rise is inevitable, your purpose is divinely guided, and your influence will ripple far beyond what you can imagine. Remember, chosen one, the world may notice your presence, they may analyze your every move, and they may be captivated by your character, patience, and intuition. But Allah has noticed you first, and His recognition alone guarantees that your journey will leave a lasting mark, not only on your life, but on the lives of countless others. Stand firm, trust His timing, honor your heart, and embrace the rise that is yours. For when Allah elevates a chosen servant, nothing can stop it, nothing can diminish it, and nothing can obscure the divine light that shines from within you. You are seen, you are protected, and you are unstoppable.